In a time of great turmoil, Marios and his friends decided to go on a camping trip in the woods. They were excited to spend a weekend away from the chaos of the city and enjoy the tranquility of nature. They packed their bags, set up their tents, and started a campfire. Everything was perfect until the sun went down. As the night fell, the forest became darker, and the sounds of the woods became louder. Marios and his friends gathered around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and telling ghost stories. Suddenly, they heard a howl that sent shivers down their spines. It was a sound they had never heard before, and it was getting closer. Out of nowhere, a dog appeared from the darkness. It was a big, black dog with glowing eyes. The dog approached the campfire, and Marios and his friends welcomed it, thinking it was just a stray dog. They named him Kurt and gave him some food. But as the night went on, they realized that Kurt was not an ordinary dog. Kurt started acting strange. His eyes turned red, and his teeth became sharp. He growled at the kids and tried to attack them. Marios and his friends were terrified, and they decided to lock themselves in their tents. But Kurt was not giving up. He kept scratching and biting the tents, trying to get inside. The night was long and terrifying. Marios and his friends could hear Kurt howling outside their tents, and they knew they were not safe. They tried to call for help, but there was no signal. They were stranded in the woods with a monster that only came out at night. The next morning, Marios and his friends woke up to find their campsite destroyed. The tents were torn apart, and their food was gone. They searched for Kurt, but he was nowhere to be found. They decided to pack up and leave the woods as soon as possible. On their way back, they met a group of hunters who told them the legend of the night stalker. It was a monster that lived in the woods and only came out at night to hunt. The hunters warned the kids never to come back to the woods again. Marios and his friends were relieved to be back in the safety of their homes. But they couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being watched. They started having nightmares about Kurt and the night stalker, and they knew they would never forget the horrors they had experienced in the woods. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Marios and his friends tried to forget about their camping trip, but they couldn't. They were haunted by the memories of Kurt and the night stalker. One day, Marios received a package in the mail. It was a collar with a note that read, "Thanks for the food. See you soon." Marios and his friends knew that Kurt was still out there, waiting for them. They knew they had to face their fears and put an end to the night stalker once and for all. They packed their bags and headed back to the woods, armed with weapons and determination. They were ready to fight for their lives and the lives of others who might fall prey to the night stalker. The night stalker had met his match.